So I'm just here driving, thinking about this video that I want to make because a lot of people have been asking me how I lost weight for the military and how long it took and everything, and it's just there's so many components to it that I don't even know where to start, but I'm just gonna go for it and just try to remember everything I did and share my experience with you guys, and we'll see
Hey
how it
guys,
goes.
my name is Christine, and for those that are new to my channel, I've kind of just been documenting my experience in joining the military, the Army specifically, but this can apply to anybody that's trying to pursue the military. I've been getting a lot of questions on how I lost weight to, first of all, make the weight requirement for the Army and pass MEPS and all of that stuff, and I've had kind of difficulty trying to structure it because it just took such a long time, and I don't even know where to begin, because in the beginning, to be honest, it was very frustrating. I weighed 167 pounds, which is the heaviest I've ever been in my life, and I am 63 inches, 5'3", and my weight requirement for the Army as a female is my max is supposed to be 143 pounds. So I had to lose about 25 pounds to be able to make weight for MEPS. And like I said, it was frustrating in the beginning. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to start. I didn't feel motivated. I mean, clearly wanting to make weight for MEPS motivated me enough to get started, but I did not see results after months and months of trying, and I realized that I had to really make a shift in my, workout methods and my diet especially. So I had to just start from scratch, forget everything I knew, and just start from scratch and see what works for me. So a lot of people that are going through this weight loss process, they think that it's a very cookie cutter kind of procedure, but you have to understand that not everything works for everyone. You kind of have to find what's right for you, and I kind of found what was right for me, and I stuck to it. And the number one advice I'm going to give you guys is just that consistency is key. If you start doing something and then you start trying something else because you either got bored or you got annoyed or whatever, you're not going to see progress. You kind of have to stick to one thing and just keep going at it, even if it's frustrating not seeing results week after week after week, which is what happened to me. And to be honest, in the beginning, I was doing like home workout stuff, like 20 minutes here and there, and I realized that I was not conditioned at all, and then I resorted to fat burner pills. I was like, okay, let's see if this kind of gets me going, gets me moving, and I did like a week of that shit, and I almost passed out. Like every single time I took it, it was bad. I wanted to throw up. The caffeine was just too much, and it did not sit well with my body. So I had to take a couple steps back and just analyze the situation, and again, just kind of stick to one thing and keep going. So enough rambling. I started doing CrossFit August of 2018, and I did CrossFit for August, September, October, November, and I felt myself getting stronger, bulkier, only because I was gaining more muscle, but I did not see myself physically losing fat. So I knew that I had to kind of add something to supplement my workouts, which is when I started to do spinning. Spinning classes is a type of high intensity interval training, and it was just the cardio that my workouts needed. Even though CrossFit does have like cardio components and it's very high intensity as well, it just wasn't enough for me. And I think that when I started spinning, that kind of just shocked my body to this point where it was like, okay, like, you want to put in the work, I'm gonna show you the work you're putting in. So I started spinning in November, and I did it for December, January, February, and I recently stopped because I felt like I was at a performance plateau. I was not gaining anything from spinning anymore, but it was definitely something that my body needed, to be able to shift gears. So yeah, that was like the combination of training that I did, and I feel like both of them were important because in CrossFit you do a lot of compound movements, which is like just heavy weights, and that allowed for my body to build muscle. And then when I did the spinning, it obviously allowed me to burn fat. But in gaining muscle and then burning that fat, I don't know, my body was just loving the combination. And even after I stopped spinning, I still kept losing fat because of the muscle that I gained, because I think it's scientifically, if you burn more fat when you have more muscle in your body. So in combination with that workout routine, I would also try to be at a caloric deficit. I thought that my calorie intake was supposed to be like 1800, but I honestly kept it like at 1200 calories a day, which, to be honest, it may not be healthy for you. It probably wasn't even healthy for me, but I needed to reach a weight and I needed to reach a goal for MEPS, and that's what I did. So I was eating very just the same thing every single day. I did not care what it was at that point. I mean, I would cheat one meal like every 10 days or something, but I was so desperate to try to make weight for MEPS that I did not want to waste any time. But another thing that I will say is that losing weight is not going to happen in a day, in a week, in a month, not even 3 months. It took me months and months and months and months to shed the 25 pounds that I needed to lose. I went to MEPS in February. So mind you, I started my CrossFit and stuff August, added spinning in around November. And I went to my MEPS physical in February, and I was at 141. The max was 143, and I started at 167. So yeah, it was a struggle. And after MEPS, like I said, I stopped spinning. I went back to my regular foods. I wasn't restricting myself as much, but yeah, just simple foods is what I did. I had like eggs and bacon for breakfast, or a protein shake. For lunch, every single day, I kid you not, I had spaghetti squash and chicken, which is like low carb. Even though I know that my body needed carbs, it was super, super low carb. I noticed that my body needed more carbs as I was gaining muscle and losing fat. My body just needed the energy, so I decided to add a protein waffle in my breakfast. But then at night, it was a protein shake, or the same thing that I had for lunch. It was just super plain. And this may not be your style. This may not be something that you want to do. But like I said, I found something that works for me, and I stuck to it because my mission was to try to make weight and put the foods that I enjoyed aside. I also did not have any coffee. I can't do black coffee. It's either all or nothing. It's either cream and sugar or no coffee. So I stopped coffee. I replaced that with green tea. I don't usually put honey or sugar in my green tea. I just had straight up green tea. And I really cut back on the chocolate. Chocolate is my weakness. I freaking love chocolate. But I did not have any chocolate, did not have any sweets. It's hard working in an office where there's just freaking snacks everywhere. But I told myself no. I looked at my phone every day. I was like, 3 months until I go to MEPS, 2 months until I go to MEPS, 14 days, 3 days, like I literally just count down, just put myself mentally in that state where I was just like, I cannot risk going over in my pounds for MEPS. I couldn't risk it. So no chocolate, no coffee, and honestly, I think just taking those little things out of my diet made a huge difference. And another thing that made a huge difference was drinking lots and lots and lots of water. And you don't really think about it, like you think you drink enough water, because when you go to the bathroom, like your pee is clear, but you literally just have to just chug water. I tried to make a goal. I had my coworker, as a Secret Santa, give me a water bottle that was a liter, so I can keep it with me everywhere I go, and try to at least drink 3 of those every day, 3 liters a day. And you really do see a change in your water retention, and it does really help you with just the whole weight loss process. Just drinking lots and lots and lots of water. It's so important. It's really important. You really think it isn't, but it's so important. So yeah, I know I'm kind of rambling, but again, I didn't really know how to structure this video because just so much happened. But yeah, I couldn't believe it when I lost 25 pounds, and it was just like, it happened in like a span of 2 months. I didn't see any kind of weight loss. Like I guess I did. I guess I saw like slow progression of weight loss, maybe like 10 pounds in 2 months, 3 months, I think. And then like I just would not budge on that scale. I stayed at 155 for the longest. Then I added spinning, and that helped me go down to 145. And I kind of stayed at 145. I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't risk I can't risk going to MEPS and just being over 2 pounds. Like, it was just 2 freaking pounds. So right before MEPS, I drank a lot of dandelion tea. I kind of drink dandelion tea on a regular anyway, because it's good for water, to eliminate the water retention and to help with the bloating and stuff like that. Dandelion tea is just like a natural herbal tea. But I don't know, I just honestly couldn't believe it. Honestly, it's just a blur, to be honest. But nonetheless, I did it. And if I can do it, you can do it. I lost 25 freaking pounds. I was determined. It's all about your mindset, and it's straight up consistency, and patience. Lots of times I was super impatient and frustrated and thought that number on the scale was not going to change. And you just gotta keep going every single day. I did weight training, I did spinning literally every single day. I probably just took a rest day once or twice a week, but I would do it every single day. And you get better at it, and your body feels better, and you feel more energetic. And I feel like now, looking back, I don't know if I would have been ready for the Army at the weight that I was. I feel so much better now. But yeah, just be consistent with one thing. Find one thing that works for you. And if you see progress, like maybe like a week later, 2 weeks later, you see that you've kind of like dropped a pound or 2, just understand that it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, and the weight on the scale will fluctuate. It's not kind of like a downward trend. I would see myself at, I started off at 167, then I was like 165, and then I was 163, but then I was 165 again, and it was just like up and down, up and down. The craziest thing I've ever seen. I actually bought a scale on Amazon where you can connect your phone to the scale, and it kind of shows you the trends, and as the time passes by, and it would literally look like this, up and down, just kind of like in a downward slope. But yeah, so I know this video is long, and if you have any questions, let me know. But that's pretty much what worked for me, and I hope that this motivates you to get started on your journey, because unfortunately this is a big problem that a lot of us go through when trying to process for the military, and it's not easy. And I salute everyone that puts in that work and puts in that effort to try to do something to set themselves up for the future. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. And I don't usually say this, but if you want to see more content, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to post new content about my experience. I kind of want to just keep it 100 with you guys. And if you have any questions, comment below. So I'll see you guys later.